Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Canada Voyage. One of the ways to realize your dream to live in Canada is through the Student Direct Stream SDS permit. The motive of issuing a student permit or the student visa is that the student will complete the intended program and return to the home country for the development of their career in the intended stream as stated by the student in the SOP section of the application. However, it is also important to note that the permanent residency program opens pathway for those candidates who have completed their education in Canada and have a job offer. When you arrive on student visa, along with your 2-year education program, you will also get a 3-year open work permit. An open work permit means that you will be able to work for anyone in Canada. Whereas the closed work permit is where you will be able to work only for that employer who have hired you. This means that after you complete your education in Canada, you can work for 3 years and during this time you can apply for the PR visa. Now let's take a look at the eligibility for the SDS permit. The first eligibility is that you must be a resident living in any one of the following countries: Antigua and Barbuda, Brazil, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, India, Morocco, Pakistan, Peru, Philippines, Senegal, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Vietnam. The next criteria is that you must have a minimum of 50% or higher in your graduate or post-secondary school program with no backlogs. Please note that if you're already a graduate and have a work experience, you can still apply for the SDS permit provided you do not have any gap between your education and your work experience. The criteria of minimum percentage and backlogs are stated because your application should not get refused due to this. However, there has been instances where the candidates with a lesser percentages or backlogs have also qualified to receive the SDS permit. Now let's take a look at the steps to apply for the SDS permit. The first thing that you will have to do is to take up the IELTS test. You can take up the academic test or the general training test module. You will have to score a 6 in each of the sections, that is the reading, listening, writing and speaking. If you're taking up the TEF, your CLB score should be a minimum of 7 in each of the sections: listening, reading, writing and speaking again. Check out my video on the IELTS test to know more about it and also the tips to succeed with the highest score. I shall leave the link in the suggested content for you. Do check it out. Once you have your IELTS scorecard, you need to apply for programs with the Designated Learning Institution. A designated learning institution is a school approved by the provincial or territorial government to host international students. You will need the letter of acceptance, that is the LOA, from the designated learning institution. Key thing to note here is that you must apply for those programs which are related to your graduation program certificate that you already hold back in your home country or relevant to your work experience. Most often, the reason for refusal is the proposed studies are not reasonable. For example, if you are a commerce graduate or an accounting graduate, then you can do your masters in accounting and this is considered relevant. Once you receive the LOA from your university or college, you will have to pay 1-year tuition fees in full. Next, you will have to get your medicals done upfront. I have put the link in the description box where you can see if your country qualifies for the medical check. For people from India, medicals is a must. Medicals are done through the IRCC approved panel physicians. I have put the link in the description box where you can get the approved list of panel physicians. The next step is to arrange for the Guaranteed Investment Certificate, that is the GIC deposit of Canadian dollars 10,000. GIC is a Canadian investment that offers guaranteed rate of return for a specific period of time. Many banks offer GICs. I have put out a list of the banks that offer GICs for you to refer. If you're planning to study in the province of Quebec, you will also need the Quebec Acceptance Certificate, the CAQ, from the Ministry of Immigration, Francization and Integration. Lastly, you should also have the post-secondary education or graduation transcripts. With all this, you are now set to file your application online for the SDS permit. It is very important for you to know the difference between the college and the university programs. College programs are equivalent to the polytechnic or diploma courses, and the university programs are equivalent to the graduate or the postgraduate programs. In my personal opinion, the applications for the university programs get approved more than the college programs. Another important point to note is about preparing your SOP. Along with your application, you will have to state that you have strong ties back home and so you intend to return to your home country after the completion of the course. This can be done by underlining the prospects of Canadian study in your home country as a part of your career prospects. Additionally, you can also state your ties back home, such as your partner or the properties back home or a prospective job offer. You will have to clearly state your intention to return to your home country. Otherwise, your application will be rejected with a note saying, "I am not satisfied that you will leave Canada at the end of the stay as stipulated in section 216 subsection 1 of the IRPR based on your purpose of visit." Once you land on student visa, from the GIC deposit of 10,000 Canadian dollars, you will be given 2,000 Canadian dollars for your initial day expenses. Thereafter, you will be given $670 each month for your living expenses. Colleges and universities ask students to take insurance as the international students are not covered under the government medical program. As a student, you are allowed to work legally for 20 hours per week. If you enroll for a one-year program, you will get a work permit for another 1 year, and every time you will have to renew your work permit, you will have to shell out 250 Canadian dollars. Instead, it would be ideal for you to choose a 2-year program and also get a 3-year work visa. Keep your SOP under one page. Attach the bank statement for yourself if you haven't already submitted, and of your sponsors, that is your parents. It is actually listed in the financial document section of the application. You can get your kids or your spouse along with you on tourist visa, study permit or the work permit. You will have to complete and submit their application along with your own. While you apply online, you must indicate that you have family members coming along with you to Canada. This lets you complete their application at the same time as yours. You will need to show that you have additional savings to support your child while in Canada. You must also look into the childcare cost. It is very expensive here. Good luck on your application process. Do write to me if you still have any queries at askcanadavoyage@gmail.com. If you did like this video, please do not forget to give a thumbs up and also share it with your family and friends. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing it now. See you soon in my next video.